Hey guys, here's a quick video on how I made a cheap phone dock which lights up only when you place your phone to charge. Let's start with the woodwork. I started with the waste piece of plywood I found lying around. It's about 10 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Then I filed the corners to make them round and sanded the edges to make them smooth. Then I cut a small piece of MDF for the phone support. Glued it down with using Fevicol and then hammered a nail to seize it in place. I used a chisel to make some space for the electronics going below. I drilled a hole for the micro USB port now that I removed the rubber coating on the male micro USB port to reduce its thickness. I gave the dock a coat of black paint so that it blended in with the other black devices on my table. Now for the fun part. Time to put in the electronics. There are only a few components which I used: a male micro USB port which I cut off from an old cable, a female micro USB breakout where you plug in the charger, an SMD white LED for the lighting. I used an SMD LED because it's tiny and spreads out the light unlike traditional LEDs whose light is more or less focused. SMD LEDs are very delicate and are a pain to solder. Once I had soldered wires to it, it was time to design the trigger mechanism for the LED. By trigger I mean, I wanted the LED to switch on only when a phone is docked. I found this old tiny switch from an old laptop. These were used in old laptops to detect if the screen was closed to send the laptop into sleep mode. This was perfect. This switch, if placed properly on the dock, could turn on the LED whenever a phone was docked and trigger the switch. So I tested this circuit on a breadboard and it worked perfectly. I made a small cut on the support piece so that I could fit in the switch. Then glued it using hot glue. I placed the male micro USB port into the hole I drilled earlier and positioned it just right and used hot glue to fix it in place. Surprisingly, it worked very well. I soldered the VCC and ground pins from the male micro USB cable to the female micro USB breakout, then shorted the data plus and minus pins. It is so that the phone knows that it is connected to a charger and not a computer and it can draw enough current. I used a hot glue to secure the female micro USB breakout to the bottom of the dock. I also used these zip tie mount clips to raise the dock by half a centimeter. I put a layer of hot glue on these mount clips so that the dock won't slide around when placed on a surface. Next I attached the LED in series with the switch and a 100 ohm resistor to the female micro USB breakout. I added some foam tape to hide the electronics. Later I painted the LED green so that it gave a green glow instead of white. After a final coat of black paint on the dock, it was done. Now I can come home and just drop the phone on the dock instead of fiddling around with the wires, and it also looks cool on the table. Thank you for watching. I would love to hear what you think about the dock. See you guys in the next video.